Hey folks, this is Doug. I am going to be showing you guys a demo of an iPhone app that I created that is titled FactorFinder. And to start off, you'll see in the upper left portion of the screen there's this How to Play button. If we click on that, it's going to bring up some text that basically starts by explaining what a factor is. And then goes into telling you how the game works and what all the buttons do. But rather than read that to you, I'm just going to explain it on the fly. So if I tap this new game button, you're going to get four numbers in these four different cards. And every so often, one of those numbers is going to change. And you'll also notice that there's a timer here that's counting down from 60. So every single game is just a minute long. And the goal of this game is to select two cards at the same time when the numbers on those cards share a common factor. Now let me just explain what a factor is if you have forgotten from your math class, or maybe you never learned it. So as an example, let's look at the number 8. 8 has factors of 8, 1, 4, and 2. And that's because 8 times 1 equals 8. And 4 times 2 equals 8. So when you're looking for factors of a given number, you want to find two numbers that when multiplied together equal that number. So that means that all numbers, all integers, have factors of 1, and whenever that integer is, take for example 7. 7 times 1 equals 7, so 7 and 1 are factors of 7. You'll notice then that prime numbers only have two factors, the number itself and 1, as in the case of 7 or 11 or 13, but other numbers such as 6 have more factors. The factors of 6 are 6, 1, 3, and 2. 6 times 1 equals 6, 3 times 2 equals 6. So that's what factors are all about. But then in this game, you want to find two numbers that share a common factor greater than 2. I made it greater than 2 because if it was 2 or greater, then you could pick any two even numbers. That would increase your score, but that was a little bit too easy. I wanted to make it a little more challenging. So what you do is you have to select two cards at the same time. And when you get these two dots that you see on the screen, that's simulating two fingers that are not yet clicked, but that's where your fingers are hovering about to touch. So if I pick 12 and 19, you'll notice the screen went red and then I lost 5 points. That's because 12 and 19 do not share a common factor greater than 2. But if I pick 10 and 20, it flashed green. That means I got a correct answer and my score bumped up to 10 points. That's because 10 and I think it was 10 and 20, they share a number of common factors. They share the common factor of 5 and they share the common factor of 10. So that's the basics of how the game works, and at the end of the game I ended up with 5 points, and it's saying, hey, I made the high score list. I'm going to choose to enter my name, and what that'll do is it'll pop up this screen just asking you to put your name in. I'll type in my name, hit done, and then bam, I show up on the high scores page, and you'll notice that there are all these different settings for high scores. I was on the setting of 2 seconds, with 20 being the maximum number. And to make that have more sense, I'll pull up the settings pages, which basically shows the same thing. This delay time is how quickly those cards are changing. So that's how often one of the cards changes numbers. And I had it set on 2 seconds, lowest is 1, and then the longest amount of time is 3 seconds. And then you can bump up the maximum number. Let's bump it up to 60, reduce this to 1. And if we hit new game, you'll see the cards, every second one card is changing, then also their numbers are a bit higher. So obviously as you get to higher numbers, there start being a whole lot more factors involved, so it's a little bit trickier to figure out, especially if it goes fast. I had 10 and 25 there. They share a common factor of 5. So yeah, that's the basics of how the game works. You can quit at any time, but notice that the time will keep going so that you can't cheat and try to pause the game and figure out factors without time going down. I'm going to go ahead and quit. and then at any time you can pull up those high scores and check out how many points you've gotten on each of the various settings. And then there's also this clear button. Let's pull back to the one where I show up. Hit the clear. It'll ask you if you're sure that you want to clear the high scores. If you do that, it'll clear all of them. And then just hitting back there will take you back to this main page. So that's it. That's FactorFinder. Pretty relatively simple concept, but helps exercise the brain a little bit. If you have any comments, suggestions, or questions, feel free to leave a comment here on this video on YouTube.